What's up everyone and welcome back to Werewoof Wolfie. My name is Wolfie and today we're going to be taking a look at issue number 16 of the IDW Sonic the Hedgehog comic series. Let's go!
Shadow Basketball!
So as you guys can probably tell by looking above me, I got the issue number 16 cover A variant of the comic. Boy, things are about to get serious. Here we go. I'm gonna put this right here. Let me open the comic book so I can refer to it as I recap it. So for those of you who have not seen these reviews before, I basically cover what happened in this book via a sort of abridged version of the story. I tell you what I liked, what I didn't like, and then I give it a score. So this book right here is really good. If for people who have been saying that, man, these comics sure are middling and there's nothing really happening and they're boring and they're blah blah blah. Things are starting to happen now. So, our book starts off with Tangle being Tangle. She's on a bike, just adorable on a bike. And you know what the best part about her being on a bike is? She's wearing her helmet. Look at that. She's wearing a helmet. Good example for the kids, Tangle. She slides up to Tails' workshop. And oddly enough, the workshop is still shaped like Tails, kind of like it was in Sonic Battle on Game Boy Advance, if y'all remember that. So anyway, we go inside. I have to admit, when we went inside of Tails' workshop there, I thought I had skipped an issue because I was like, wait, where are we now? Why is Sonic with Tails and he doesn't look infected at all? Hang on, guys. Don't worry. This does immediately take place right after 15. I'd let the comic do its work because that confused me a little bit too. Anyway, Tangle walks in. She sees Sonic running in a giant hamster wheel. She's like, I got some questions. And Tails is like, hi? This panel right here can be taken out of a lot of context, and I like the expressions here. The fact that it's like, you guys remember Iron Man 1, the movie, where Pepper Potts walks in and Tony's like, let's face it, this isn't the strangest thing you've caught me doing. That's what this expression is right here. Hi, Tangle. You caught me and Sonic in the middle of an experiment. Family friendly this channel is. Anyway. Tails explains, I didn't know you were coming, and Tangle's like, you know, I had to come over and tell you guys a couple of things that had happened. This is a callback to what had happened in, I believe, the Sonic Annual number 2019 Sonic Annual, but we'll get to that later. The expressions in the next few panels, every time Tangle is on this comic book, every time she's on that paper, I am enthralled, because I get to look at her expressions. She's just so emotive, and like, I gush every time. But look at these three panels right here. I like that she's like asking, is this what you guys do in your downtime? Who am I kidding? That contraption looks fun. Can I try next? And then this is when we learn, oh, by the way, yeah, this is immediately after issue number 15. Sonic is still very much infected. You can kind of still see it on his person, but it's kind of being pushed back. And Tails explains in just a bit here. Sonic's basically saying, yeah, it appears I can't affect metal stuff. And Tails is like, yeah, we definitely tested for that. You're gonna have to run to keep driving this infection into remission. So basically, the cure to Sonic's infection is for him to go fast. Okay, that's no problem, right? But I mean, this is gonna come into play later. I'm 100% sure. But I like the idea that, hey, his, like, I don't know if it's his metabolism or if it's the speed that's helping drive it back, but whatever reason, he's able to keep it kind of under control as long as he keeps running fast. And another thing I like is that Sonic immediately went to Tails, because who else would he go to, right? He's got to go to Tails. Tails does some testing. They figure out, oh, by the way, you don't infect things that are non-organic, and also you need to keep running to keep this thing in check. But basically this is where Sonic comes in and he explains to Tangle, which is good. I'm glad that I was hoping that they would try to spread the word about this virus as much as possible, because the longer they don't spend telling everybody about this virus and the infection and how it spreads and stuff like that, the more damage that can be done if we don't catch it under control. Like any zombie apocalypse story, the reason it's always so catastrophic is because it always catches people off guard when the first outbreak happens. No one knows what's going on. No one knows how it spreads. No one knows, hey, don't go next to someone who's infected. Don't get bit. You know, that's that kind of thing. It'd be obvious to people who are familiar with with that kind of fiction, but like for people in that world in canon, they're like, oh, what's going on? What's wrong, Billy? You're acting weird. And then they get attacked, you know, that sort of thing. But they immediately are telling Tangle, yeah, I'm kind of infected right now. Eggman he explains what happened in the previous issues, that he used to be Mr. Tinkerer till Dr. Starline broke him out, got him his memory back, and now Eggman's back to being Eggman. But this time he's being a lot more malicious with this new virus that he spread. So he explains that he was fighting Rough and Tumble. Rough and Tumble got infected by the virus. Sonic and Amy were fighting against Rough and Tumble, but only Sonic was infected. And yes, Tangle's immediate first question is, "Are you contagious?" And he's like, "No. Well, yes, but as long as I keep running, I can keep it in remission, as it was said earlier." And he's like, "Yeah, I probably should go back and check on Amy, but because Amy told him to run to Tails and figure things out, which I'm glad they did." Yeah, and Tails' first thought, like I just said earlier, was we should warn everybody about this because this is going to be bad, and we want people to know at least a general idea of what to expect and what to avoid and stuff like that. So smart. The writing in this book is so good. Anyway, let me see. Hang on. Let me flip through real quick. I lost my train of thought. So yeah, Tangle basically is like, "Oh yeah, I want to tell you guys something," and she explains what happened in Sonic Annual 2019. Hopefully that video comes out before this one, so I can kind of chronologically piece these together. But meanwhile, back at Dr. Eggman's lab, Dr. Starline is getting a grand tour from Eggman about how this virus works, what they're planning on doing with it, how they plan to take their ship off, and everything is being explained by Eggman. And this new Eggman ship is like the front of the Death Egg, or the Eclipse Cannon. You remember how it looked with the mustache piece and the big nose and the evil smile and the eye. There's a picture of it. And so he blasts off and says, with the Chaos Emeralds you gave me, Dr. Starline, I will use it to power this aircraft, and I will use this aircraft to drop my virus upon a village." And Starline's like, "This is interesting. Okay, tell me more. Show me more." And Eggman explains that he's using these giant, like, what does he call them? They are metal virus like containers, and he's basically stewing this stuff and making it in these giant vats of just virus liquid. And so this is where things get a little dark. So Dr. Starline's like, "This is amazing, but who will be the first to get your gift?" And for some reason, like, he sounds like DB Platypus mixed with Jet in my headcanon. That's what Starline sounds like. And Eggman's like, "Shouldn't it be obvious?" And then it hard cuts to the village that had housed Eggman when he was known as Dr. Tinkerer. The nice village that had taken Eggman in is now the first, is ground zero for this virus attack. I'm like, damn, Eggman, that's cold, that's vicious, and malicious. I love it. This is Eggman at his most vicious and evil. Like, man, it's just like, that is some cold-hearted crap right there. And he's basically like, "Citizens of Windmill Village, it is I, your beloved Mr. Tinkerer. My memories are a little jumbled, but I do recall your kindness and generosity. You all took such good care of me, and as the old saying goes, no good deed goes unpunished." And yeah, he drops the virus liquid all over the village. It engulfs everybody. Everybody is zombotted. You see that kid? Zombotted. The village elder? Zombotted. That guy down the street? Zombotted. Everybody gets the zombot business. It is like, whoa, this is kind of brutal for a Sonic story. And it's like, you can see it from the window. They're busting through doors. It is literally like a zombie outbreak. These guys are busting down doors. They are taking lives. Not lives. They are infecting everybody, spreading the virus. And it's just within minutes, this whole village is just completely roboticized, zombotted, whatever you want to call it. And Starline's like looking at it, he's like, "Oh, and just like that, it's over." And then Eggman's like, "A penny for your thoughts, Doctor." And then Starline just has like this fanboy-ism. He's just like, I can't believe it. It's magnificent. It's beautiful. They say you should never meet your legends, but your legends exceed it. I can't believe it. He's just like so emotionally like he can't believe how amazing Eggman is, and Eggman is like so like, yes, I am amazing, aren't I? And it's great. I love this book. It's so good. Anyway, and then Eggman makes a big announcement. He's like, "All right, everybody who's been given my gift, go out and spread my gift to the world." And there goes the Zombots. They are just spreading out from this ground zero point everywhere they go, getting infected. And this is where things get really, really hasty and bad. But then we cut back to Sonic and Tails and Tangle at Tails' workshop, rather. And Sonic's like, oh, okay, well, is Whisper and everybody okay? And then, yeah, Tangle's like, things happen, but we took care of it. That's what happens when you get the Robo-Flu. And Sonic's like, yeah, sure. But we have to find a way to stop Eggman before he drops this liquid all over the place. And this funny thing happens where Tangle gets excited, like, yeah, I can't wait. I love destroying Eggman's robots. I'm addicted to it now. And she goes in for the high five with Sonic. But Sonic's like, you see on Sonic's hand a little bit of that virus. He's like, oh snap, he almost touched her. And he's like, nope. Like, psych, too slow. And Tangle's face like, down she goes. He left her hanging. And she plummets and eats floor. Just, yeah, I need to make sure I don't touch anybody. And Tails is like, yeah, the virus is still persistent. And it's coming back more and more aggressive every time. So you need to start running. And we need to figure out a cure for this. But Sonic's like, no, it's fine. I'm just gonna go run off and spread the word and everything and make sure everything's okay. And Tangle's like, yeah, it's fine. Just leave me down here. I meant to fall on my face. Tangle reassures Tails that I'm sure you'll figure out a cure. But this is where things start getting a little more dire for our hero. We notice that, yeah, this virus is persistent. And yes, it is coming back a lot of times. Or more, over and over every time. So Sonic's having this thought as he's speeding through. He's like, well, this isn't the first time this kind of thing has happened to me. I've been under threat of danger and mortal danger before. We see a flashback to Sonic Unleashed and Sonic Secret Rings, respectively. Which is funny because I'm like, hey! Games are still canon. I mean, I guess why wouldn't they be? But in the IDW comics, I was afraid they were gonna, start as Sonic Forces would be the starting point, and everything else before that probably wouldn't be as much referenced in canon. But hey, references to Sonic Unleashed and Secret Rings, cool. Those are canon, and they totally happened. And finally, the last panel is this infected Flicky headed towards looks like this kind of city area. And the last panel reads, next time, the Chaotix investigate the end of the world. And that is the end of issue number 16. What an amazing book. This is the start of something cool. I love this new Zombot virus thing. I'm so curious how they're gonna figure this out, what the cure is gonna be and everything. This is really exciting for me. So guys, please, I know people are reading ahead. Don't read ahead, and if you're gonna read ahead, don't tell me anything. I love reading these books as they come out. I'm probably not gonna read comments as much just because I don't want to get spoiled on what happens in the future issues, because I know people are finding them somehow. But yeah, this is great. I read them as they come out in my comic store, and then I buy them, and then I read them, and all that. But I only read them once I physically have my hands on them. So yeah, next issue up is gonna be issue number 17. This one right here. I can't wait to read this one, because things look like they're about to get very bad over here. But in the meantime, I'm going to go over and cover what I liked in issue number 16 and things I didn't like, and then I'll give it a score. As far as starting off with things I didn't like, I'm trying to keep it... Let me think. I'm trying to be, fair about this, but, I honestly, again, so far the books have been really solid. I really can't think of anything that stood out to me. I was like, I didn't really like that, but... Everything kind of is just, everything's flowing. The story is still going. Things are still developing, and if I'm still excited to see where things go, that's a good sign. Things I did like. I like that we're now seeing, finally the virus has been dropped. Now we're seeing the effects in action. This thing is going to spread, and if they don't find a cure here soon, things are going to get really, really bad for the rest of the world. Who knows how far this can go? And now that I'm starting to question things, I'm thinking if this virus only affects organic things, I'm sure Shadow counts as organic, but he's kind of immune to almost all diseases. I think that was one of his, abilities. We know that characters like Omega, even though he hasn't shown up yet, Omega, all the robot characters are probably safe from they're safe from the virus. They're non-organic. Who is going to be able to stop this thing? If Tails doesn't find a cure for this, it's going to get bad quickly. I'm starting to think, at first I thought Starline was going to turn on Eggman at some point, but now I'm seeing, nah, he really is, Eggman loyalist for life. This is fun. I await seeing how this turns out. But I do like that characters are showing up as they're needed in the story. We're not seeing everybody always grouped together. Everybody has their own thing going on right now. I'm sure we're not going to see Knuckles for a while. And I know it's really funny to say this, but I kind of want to see a Knuckles story now. What's he doing on Angel Island during all of this? I would love to have a different writer take up Knuckles and maybe make his own series of stories. Maybe have an expanded Knuckles family show up. You know, that sort of fun again. No, I'm kidding. We don't want another Pender situation. But hey, this world is vast and huge. There are characters all over the place and so many stories that can be told. I look forward to reading issue number 17, which is what I'm going to do immediately after this review. I give this issue an 8.5 out of 10. You guys should go check this out. Go buy this comic, support your local comic store, and also be sure to support the book. The sales are going great, and the more sales they have, the more the book continues. We need the books to continue because the Sonic games right now, at this current point in time of this review, aren't giving us the story we need. These books will give us the stories we need, and better character development and stuff like that, at least until the writing gets better in the games. So, this is what we got for now, guys. That and the Sonic Boom Show cartoon, what... Season 3 probably ain't happening. Not anytime soon. Permanent hiatus, I think. But yes, that's going to be it for me today. Let me know what you guys thought of this comic book. Leave a like. Leave a like. Hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the Werewoof Wolfie channel for more videos like this one. And if you haven't already, hit that bell because you'll know when we go live with streams and when the next video goes up. You guys won't miss anything if you do that. For now, I'm going to go off and read the next book, and my review will probably come out a little bit after. We shall see, guys. Meantime, everybody, stay tuned.